Good morning and welcome to the Short Vol Show Live. We'll be covering various topics to do with volatility in the markets and the world in general. Real quick here, I know your time is valuable, so let's kind of get right to it here. And thanks to my Morse playing piano friend. And let's move on to the markets. All right, so we did have the Fed come out and all the Fed information with Powell, and you know what a contrast from last time, huh? It's like people ripped his head off last time about, and also the market sold off right after the Fed announcement last time with the rate hike, and you know they're saying they're out of touch, they're not responding. Well, this time I think they threw everything at it. These guys say we're like, all right, we're going to talk about everything that's happening in the market, and we're going to talk about, we're going to address the China situation and the shutdown and the possibility of another shutdown, and we're just going to do the opposite of what we did before. And instead of being above the fray and trying to project confidence, we're just going to say that everything matters, and we're going to mention all this stuff because that's what the public seems to want us to do. And it seems that whereas the market hasn't rallied huge off of it, volatility has certainly come in, which kind of talks to people being a little bit calmer and more relaxed about the situation right now. I mean, it could also possibly be due to the fact that a second shutdown possibilities, fears seem to be chilling out a little bit. And volatility, as I recently just tweeted out, the VIX flirting with going below 17, and we're seeing contango building to above 3%. Now, the spot M1 spread, or the spread between the VIX and the futures price, is still very narrow at only 40 cents. And so to get really into the curve here, we need, volatility to come in a little bit lower, maybe to like 15 or something. But things looking good as far as decay for these VIX ETPs moving forward. If we can sustain above 3%, that would be great. It seems like a lot of the time here we've been going from, just kind of really flat to backwardation and not a whole lot of sustained contango where we can actually get these things to even approach the lows and continue their downward move here. Now maybe we have it sort of continuing to grow now, obviously, or maybe not so obviously, but to me, we need to take out the all-time highs in the markets for the rally to really be back on. And segments of the market have been, it's like when everybody's worried, the market all acts together and all stocks move the same amount and everything. They all have a very high beta to the market, but we've seen stocks kind of diverge a little bit now that the worst of the downturn seems to be behind us for now. We had some bad news from Apple. Nvidia got tagged. But in general, not a huge amount of stuff going on in the market right now. I was watching on, I don't know, I'm a big TV and movie buff, and I recently saw that movie with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, A Star Is Born, and I guess Lady Gaga came out on stage in Vegas. And she was doing it. She was, I guess, going to be in Vegas for a while. And the first night of her Vegas stand, she brought Bradley Cooper out on stage, and they sang the song, which they supposedly wrote together for the movie, called Shallow. And people went nuts. This was, I guess, on the 26th or maybe the 25th. But I'll just pull up a video of that here. But people went nuts for this one, so check it out if you're a fan of the movie, which I really am. you'll be interested in this. But I don't want to get tagged too badly for copyright violations here, but let me just see if I can bring up the pertinent part of this one. Lady Gaga really, she's standing there like sort of praying to Bradley Cooper here as he sings his first lines. And then she rocks out the rest of the song. So anyways, that was kind of interesting moment there. And besides that, coming up on the last day of the month, it's been a good month so far. I'm sorry, it's been a good month overall, January, so let's keep it going. I want to try to do a few more breakdowns of options trades coming up, and we are going to get the interview schedule back on track. I do have a bunch of people kind of waiting in the wings here just to set up a date, and I've just been, you know, my side gig is, my main side gig is a job in this resort town where I live, and it's low season right now, so I've just been kind of scrambling for work. It's taken my focus a little bit away from being able to schedule appropriately interviews. I don't want to like schedule something and then have to work, and then, you know, these people's time is valuable, and if you book them, you got to be there and you got to do it right. And so it's been a bit sketchy for scheduling, but I do have a bunch of good people in the wings, and I'm excited to bring them on for you very shortly. So moving forward, it's hard to, if you're not already on the volatility train, it's hard to kind of get short right here with the VIX kind of on a low for where it's been well, you can see the chart right next to me. It's kind of hard to figure out what to do right there. I would rather wait. That's UVXY, but let me put the VIX. I would rather wait for, you know, a pop to jump on the short train here, because we are sort of in the middle of the range here. If the market does continue to rally, we should see this go back to 14 area, but it's hard to tell what's going to happen right here at this particular spot. So it's hard for me to initiate a short right here. There's some play at the corners. By that I mean selling way out of the money puts, or possibly way out of the money call type spread things, where you're just kind of saying that volatility is going to sort of stay around here is possible, but there's no clear direction to place a trade in right now, as far as I'm concerned. As far as other individual issues, that's a different story. I pick the stock of your choice. Anyway, thanks for all the support. Thank you to Gorilla Trades for supporting me, and please check them out. They're great stock pickers, and now that the market is not in free fall anymore, there's a need for to figure out which issues to purchase, and they're the experts, not me. So check them out, link in the description, and I will talk to you very shortly. We should have a good weekend update coming up this weekend, and thanks for your patience while I have been busy kind of scrambling for work over the winter. But the good news is the portfolio has been performing well, and so it's great to make money in the market, but it's also good to make money in quote-unquote real life as well. So please support me on Patreon. The best way you can actually just support me is just to watch my videos, and if I can get my numbers up, that would be awesome. And thanks to everybody for writing to me and reaching out on Twitter. I do see your comments, and I am still small enough to be able to respond to most people, so keep asking your questions, and I'll keep responding to them. Thank you for watching, and I will see you the next time on the Short Vol Show Live.